What's poppin', YouTubers? East New York's finest, hosted by Mike. What's going on? I am exhausted. We left around, I got up around 3 in the morning, took a shower, drunk some tea, made sure I was all right. It was fucking chilly at this place in Stormville, New York, at that market, which I think they hold it a couple times a year. Woo! I missed out on a lot of shit. A lot of people set up, and they do the same thing I do and everybody else do. Like people know that they're coming, and they're like, "Hey, I got the stuff for you," or "Hey, did you bring the stuff for me?" And a lot of these guys, they go in groups, and a lot of video gamers. I missed out on some phenomenal shit. Three different vendors had Neo Geo stuff, Neo Geos. I mean, a lot of handhelds, a lot of dope ass systems. The Swan or Wan, what the fuck? I mean, tons of shit. One guy brought one guy's whole shit out, and he paid 2,600 for everything. I would have gave him twice that for the shit he had. Was crazy. But they know him. I don't know nobody, so who the fuck am I? You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. There was a lot of GI Joe shit as well that I missed out on, along with some G1 Transformers and other shit. Again, that was there for certain people. I mean, you can't get mad. You can't get mad. I mean, I'm the new fish, as they say in prison terms. So who the fuck am I to sit there and say, hey, I'll pay you more or whatever? And I don't like to, you know, get into nobody else's deals, and I don't like that. So I just played my role, sat back, and shut the fuck up and just knew my role. Because at the end of the day, that's exactly what it was. You know what I'm saying? So it was fucking cold. It felt like early to mid March on in fucking late May. It was disgustingly weird and cold. And it takes a lot for me to get cold, especially uncomfortably cold. And I was uncomfortably cold. So was my daughter and my son. So Isaiah and Michelle were also cold. Then it started to rain. It rained a lot. I mean, it wasn't pouring, but it was enough rain to where everybody had to top their stuff, and it was uncomfortable. Along with the wind, chill, and the cold, it didn't help. A lot of people's food smelled good, but I have a thing. If I don't know nobody, I don't eat from them. Our mouths were watering, so we had to drive almost 35, 40 minutes inward. I was trying to go to that Alexis Diner, which I heard was really good, but my Waze app sent me a whole nother direction. So we wound up going to not too far after the Cuomo Bridge. We stopped at an IHOP and we ate there on the way coming back home. I was gonna go to that Maze Landing toy show, which me and Isaiah did go to last year, but I was on the fence of that. Then by the time, like, my Waze app and GPS both told me about 2 hours and 24 minutes from where we were, and the show ended at was supposed to end at 3, and I didn't want to take a chance driving all the way down there, and I wasn't gonna find anything at that. I mean, if I didn't spend that much time, if I didn't spend the time I spent at that Stormville flea market, which wasn't my plan, I definitely would have made it. I could have, dropped Isaiah and Michelle off, hopped in the Mustang from the truck. I reason I took the truck up there because I figured maybe I'll find bikes. You had to see the bikes and garbage that they had up there. That they wanted fucking retarded money for rusted shit. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. One guy, I actually told him that. I said, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Oh, it's an antique. I said, it's an antique, right? Like, if you just had your tetanus shot. And he's like, hey, get the fuck out of here, bro. I said, I ain't your fucking bro, but whatever. Anyway, so this is everything I got today. You know what I mean? So I'll break everything down. But since we're looking at this big thing, after we came home, I had to get it. I had to go out and buy something. And for tomorrow. Tomorrow's a special day. It's none of nobody's business outside of people that I know. So I'm not gonna sit here and say nobody else's business. But at the end of the day, we got plans for tomorrow. So I had to go out and get some stuff to look sharp. Um, and so me and Isaiah went to. I already forgot the fucking mall we went to, but They had a GameStop in there, and I wound up getting this. I've seen people want it anywhere from like 150 to 200 for this Batman 1966 cowl replica or mask, whatever you want to call it. They had it for 100 bucks. And then this is the stalker that I wanted. So that's why I brought it. They had it there. It was $24.99, so I got that. But because she used my discounts, military, and other shit, I got both of these for like just under $111 for the stalker and this. So I took it. All right, now moving up, since we already talked, since this is right here, this is from one individual. This was like I think he wanted 18, but he said, "Hey, I'll do." He told me he would do 15 bucks, but I knew he wasn't gonna go lower than that, so I just gave him the 15 for it. I believe I do need this Devastator. That's the Action Master Devastator. And going in from that, this I got from this one guy, Spanish guy. He only wanted $5 each on these two, so I took that. They both build Wendigo. So you have Marvel's Guardian and you got the X-Force Wolverine. So, you know, that was $10. I mean, even at $10 each on these would have been a steal, but $5 each, like $10 for both, that's crazy. There's one guy, he had a lot of G.I. Joe shit, but he had mainly parts and stuff, and he had some nice, decent G.I. Joes as well as some other people that the other guys didn't get a chance to get to yet, but the prices they wanted were a little crazy. Like this guy, his price was good for what he had, but I just thought he was overzealous. He wanted $400 for this, along with 2 Battle Force 2000 vehicles in the box, but they were not new, and some other figures, approximately about 12 or so figures. And I thought that was retarded, and I was like, nah. And he quoted me a price for $30 for this, which is $10 less than what he had it priced at. I am a sucker for boxed stuff, and this is a vintage boxed G.I. Joe vehicle. I don't even know if it's complete, but I took it just for the box. The box and the blueprint alone is worth about $60-$70. So to pay $30 for something I'm going to keep, I can't complain. So there you have that. And then this lady, older white lady, they must have had about, what do you think they had, like 20 tables, right?
Yeah, just about.
Yeah, those are the people that had all the shit covered. They had plastic top, real nice lady. It was like a whole bunch of women there, and they must have had about 20, at least 20 fucking tables. Now I think it was more than that, to be honest. Probably 30. Yeah, they wrapped around like a W. So yeah, they probably had about 20 or 30 tables full of fucking toys. I mean, everything from American Curva, American Girl, or just all types of shit. So this is stuff I got from her, and she must have liked me because she gave me a pretty decent deal. And even another lady there that was there, she said, "Wow," I forgot her name, but she mentioned the lady. She said, "Wow, so and so must really like you because she don't give nobody deals except me because I know them from auctions and stuff." So these people do auctions. That makes sense. They do auctions and clean outs. So she also had G.I. Joe vehicle parts and stuff, but she wasn't willing to. A lot of people didn't want to bulk or bundle. You know, they didn't mind giving you a certain amount of deal, but they didn't want to. A lot of people didn't want to, except for the people that had the crazy video games early in the morning and the G.I. Joe guys that had a lot of shit early in the morning that I missed out on. They were specifically there. Well, I ain't gonna say specifically there because they were selling shit too, but they had specifics on selling the shit that I mentioned earlier in this video on how they did it. And I'm not mad at them. I'm mad at the fucking fact that I couldn't get any of this stuff, but hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Even I can be a small fry. Anybody can when you don't know the right people and stuff. So it is what it is. So anyway, she wanted $120 for all this. And I was gonna tell her like I would do, you know, so and so, but she actually turned around and just sold me all this for I think I paid her $60. So I think this is Steppenwolf or whoever the fuck this guy is. It says something demon, whatever. Anyway, him, Miles Morales, Spider-Man. This is the McFarlane DC Superman. Then you have this Joker. Then we have this guy from Rambo. And then we have this Stars and Stripe Grunt, I believe, or whatever the hell he is. Then you have Crane, complete with his shield, hands, and a gun. I don't know if it's broken or whatnot, but this fetches about at least 25, 30 bucks when he's complete. Then she threw it, I mean, well, she didn't throw it in, but I got this Snow Serpent file card, original Destros file card, original Cobra Ill file card, and Torches file card. So all this was, she gave me all that for 60 out of 120 she wanted. So I wasn't going to argue with that. I'm going to get to this in a minute. You know, let me put this down so I can fan out the weapons and stuff. Well, not really put it down, but let me just put this down for a second so I can put all this. Oh, I got stuff in here for Eric already. Oh man, I had a bag somewhere. So I'll just use this one. I'll just put all this in here except for the Stars and Stripe and the file cards because those are going upstairs. So I'll put that upstairs. And I know that's going upstairs. All right, and like I said, I mentioned this, so this is also going upstairs. Actually, I'll just put it in here. All right, now you know what? I'll do this one since it's right here. It makes more sense. And I think I mentioned this was 5 each. Let me move these out the way. Then I'll put this right here. Right. So this stuff, this guy, he had a lot of antique stuff, and I seen him writing on top of a painting or something like that. And I was like, oh, okay. And when I saw 1,500, I was like, wow, this guy's gonna be fucking expensive. But I wasn't gonna look in his bin, but I did, and I'm kind of glad I did. Well, because he had all this stuff, and I was like, hey, what are you asking on this bag? He said, oh, G.I. Joe stuff in there. So yeah, you got some Joe stuff in there. And he was like, okay, well, how about 20 bucks? And I said, sold. And this other guy was like, fuck. The other guy actually said that. So I kind of got a little upset, because I was like, oh, this nigga, he's going to fuck up this deal for me, and I'm going to be pissed the fuck off. So you got these, I don't know, I mean, these are like some kind of whatever the hell it is. But we got a busted up Punch. Migo Punch. I don't know who this guy is. And we got here a vintage Star Wars Jedi Luke. This messed up guy. Oh man. And there was also Princess Leia in here as well. I mean, $20 for this bag is a steal. So we got this dude in here. Oh, and right here in my face we got Boba. Then we got Snow Job, Snow Serpent. Looks like a messed up face. Another one of these little guys. Oh, that sucks. Cobra Bat with a busted leg. Damn. This is a lanyard. I mean, still no, $20 is pretty decent for this. Then we have here a Tomax. Look like we got Zaymot here. There's his legs. I don't know if there's a crotch. Oh, there's a crotch for him. So there you have that. Then you have a scrap iron in pretty good condition. We got here, not a Televiper, Techno Viper. And here we have Wild Weasel. He's like a $25 figure. He's worth it by himself. We got a messed up Copperhead. And we got Shipwreck with poly in good condition. Yep, just needs an O-ring. Then here we got this dude here. He's got a broken arm. I think that's his legs. You got rock and roll. You know. Then you got this cat here. He's complete though. What the hell is that? I just saw. Oh, Isaiah. Hold up. We got Dusty. Looks like Dusty's in good condition as well. He just needs an O-ring. No busted crotch or nothing. Then we got Ripper. Buzzer. Let's see if we find his crotch. He's got messed up legs. We got Barbecue. Looks like he's in okay condition. He needs an O-ring. Then we got Zanzibar. Don't know if we got the crotch though. Wait, this is his crotch. So yeah. Then we got Rock and Roll. We got a couple of vintage guys here, but busted up. Then, like I said, we got Buzzer. I don't think we have. Then we also have Ripper. But we only got okay, we got both crotches. But they both seen better days. Then we got this stuff here. I mean, definitely. We got Shipwrecks. We got Shipwrecks, nunchuck thing. Hook thing, I mean. Then we have Polly. It'll be fucking great if it. Can you imagine if it's what's it called? We got a Vamp 2's tank. We got somebody else's hook. We got the Polar Guide thing here and here. So we got 2 tanks. I mean, $20 all day. Definitely nice. He said he had more stuff that he thought a guy was coming back. And the guy said he was going to be an hour. And that was a while ago. So he actually just put this out. So, Cobra Landing computer. Roblox 2's backpack. And we got Scarlett's crossbow, which looks a little binged up. So, some decent weapons and shit here. Barbecue's backpack. This is definitely not G.I. Joe. That's like lanyard or something. Not bad though. For $20, shit, that's a steal. $20 is a steal for this. So there you have that stuff. I'm just gonna leave this here. Now this guy here, real cool guy, kind of laid back, almost like a little standoffish. But normally I would just leave people like that alone and be like, yeah, whatever. But I'm glad I didn't, and I wound up getting all this stuff. He drew a hard bargain. Everything comes to like $450, and he knocked off $250. He said $200, that's it, and he said just like that, $200, that's it. He calculated everything. Everything came to like $450, and he said, "Dude, listen, you buy all this. I'm doing $200. That's it. You take anything off, my price goes up on each item." And I understood it because at the end of the day, I do the same thing. So, you can't get mad. So here we got this I picked up by mistake. I don't even know what the hell these 2 things are. They're not Lord of the Rings, that's for sure. At least not vintage. But we got 2 of the good wizards, 2 of the bad ones. Of course, he doesn't have his capes and nothing like that. But this is still pretty badass. Because you got all these Dungeons and Dragons stuff here. You got the hero, the kid. Now, these things here, all these are Dungeons and Dragons. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So we got 25 Dungeons and Dragons figures here. 25. So keep this in mind, y'all. 25. So $200 I pay for all this. I pay for all the Dungeons and Dragons stuff. This bag with some Dungeons and Dragons stuff in it. You see the price he had on that. this bag, and this one. He had some more bags that I actually, when we were driving out, I totally forgot to go back and try to make a deal on them. I did go back, and he was talking to like a couple people. And my plan was to walk back around, then come back and deal with him and buy some more bags. But these were the better of the two G.I. Joe type bags. So we're going to get to this in a second. And this bag, he had $100 on it. He does have Outback's backpack, which is worth about $10. So we're going to get to this. And again, it's 200 for all this. 200 for this bag of weapons, this bag of weapons, this bag of weapons. All 25 of these Dungeons and Dragons figures, along with this comic pack. It looks like this comic pack. I mean, I don't know if that's the color it's supposed to be, tan or whatever, but to me, it looks like it was sun damaged. So I'm gonna go upstairs and look at it, but I don't think I have this anyway, so this goes upstairs with me. And basically 200, I mean, I got way more than 200 just on this. So again, these were 10. 10 and 200 is 210. 210 and 60 is 270. 270 and 20 is 290. 290 and 40 is 320. 320 and 15 is 335. And 330, yeah. So I paid like $334 for everything I picked up today from just that Stormville flea market. So that's a win. All right, so let me put this down for a second so I could just put all these figures in here and I'll put them in here. And now I can show you guys these weapons. Okay. And each one of these things, he had one bag that had about 5 or 6 figures in there, as far as the Dungeons and Dragons stuff goes. And then outside of that, most of the other ones were individually wrapped in Ziploc bags, and they were filthy dirty, like wet and disgusting, just wet and disgusting, like because I guess from the weather the night before, because he said he was there since 9 o'clock last night, putting everything there. So, all right. So we're gonna deal with this Dungeons and Dragon bag first, and we're gonna see what's in here. Why he had $100 on it. So he do have some stuff. I don't think these are Dungeons and Dragons. I think some of it is, but not all. I don't know what the hell this is. I think that is Dungeons and Dragons, but he's got a couple of oh shit. Tell me that. Oh, get the fuck out of here. Look at that. Do y'all motherfuckers know what that is? That is the fucking Night Force Outback flashlight. That's like a $40 flashlight. Crazy. Here's Outback's backpack. Here's a couple of here is a Snake Eyes no, that's Storm Shadow's crossbow. Here is Snake Eyes' backpack and sword from version 3. There's that stuff. Here's a Skeletor's head. I'll put that in there. This looks like, I don't know what the hell that is. This is definitely not Dungeons and Dragons. That's not neither. That's like some shit. I don't know what this stuff is. And we got here, I forgot who's, I think that's Duke's. I mean, that's not bad considering that Outback's Outback is in there. That's crazy. I don't really know if any of these are part of Dungeons and Dragons or not. I know this is Dungeons and Dragons. I definitely know that is. I know this is Dungeons and Dragons. I know this is Dungeons and Dragons. This is G.I. Joe. That's Dungeons and Dragons. I believe this maybe. That is. Definitely. Not sure. I don't know what the hell that is. That's G.I. Joe. This may or may not be. I believe these may be. I doubt this is, but I'm going to look it up before. This definitely is. This may or may not be. I don't know what the hell this wing is. That is as well. This looks like it's just busted up trash. I don't know where this is from or that, so we'll leave that. Let me put this down, throw this away real quick, and we'll put these in here with these guys. Yeah, right? It's crazy, y'all. Hold on a second. Oh, let me not throw that away just in case I don't know what that goes to. But this stuff is busted up. We're not done. I'm going to leave this right here to the side and get to this one since this one is right here. And again, I paid $200 for all this. So let's see what's in here. So we got some, this is, I don't know what the hell this is to. It's heavy. That's also to a big figure. So it looks like we have some chameleon ski stuff. That's definitely not for this stuff. This is G.I. Joe, G.I. Joe, G.I. Joe. Not sure. A Snow Jobs ski. Looks like a pan or something for the other guys. This, I don't think this is Cobra Landing exactly. This, damn, who did? I think this is Refrigerator Perry's. Zanzibar's mallet. That's G.I. Joe. All this stuff is G.I. Joe except for this little plain crap. This, I'm not too sure. I know that's G.I. All this other stuff is G.I. Joe except for this. That's G.I. Joe. That's not. All this other stuff is. This isn't. This isn't. So that's Tripwires, the twins stuff. This is like, I know what that goes to. I just can't think of the name right now. That's not G.I. Joe. This isn't. Actually, this might be Snow Jobs just broken. That's G.I. Joe. This isn't. All this is G.I. Joe. This is busted up. Believe that is. So we got a couple of pieces here. So we do have torpedoes, flippers. We also have Cobra, what's it called? Flippers. I can't think of the name right now. That's to Masters of the Universe. That's not G.I. Joe. Would I put that there? This is G.I. Joe. This is G.I. Joe. This may be G.I. Joe. This definitely is. That's part of G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe. Not too sure. Twins again. Everything else here is G.I. Joe. I believe this is probably busted. G.I. Joe. That's definitely not G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe. Broken. Broken dock stretcher. So this is G.I. Joe stuff. I don't know what this is. Then last but not least, let's get to this bag. G.I. Joe, G.I. Joe, G.I. Joe. This is Transformers. Don't think that's G.I. Joe. Definitely G.I. Joe. So that's not G.I. Joe. This isn't G.I. Joe. So you got parts in here. That's G.I. Joe. That's not. That's not. That's not. I don't think this is. That's the Rattler. Silver Mirage. Rattler. Not too sure. Not too sure what this is. Yeah, I should have went back. Fucked up. Yep, should have went back. Should have got the other shit. Probably would have gave me a deal just because I got this stuff. But whatever. Crystal balls, whatchamacallit. So yeah, it is what it is. I mean, $200 for all that. Still good. I mean, fucking Outback's Night Force's flashlight alone is like $40. So I'm not gonna complain. Anyway, that's everything, y'all. Catch you on the flip side. Peace out.